Hey everybody, okay, I'm back with the Divine Feminine version of the same questions that I've just uploaded for the masculines, so clearing, and let's get it for the feminines here. So I'm just going to ask the same questions that I asked for the masculines. Alright, so let's do it. Divine Creator, thank you for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for this following list of questions for the Divine Feminines? So, for masculines watching, here you go. What you might like to know from your feminine. So, DFs, are you afraid at this time in the connection? We get 3 of fire, so I heard trying not to think about outcomes or attachment, so kind of being in non-attachment. Another one wanted to come out. 4 of earth, so just holding on to it. Look at this beautiful peace offering. It's just steady. It's just, I'm hearing in waiting, but not waiting energy. It's in the potentiality bucket. There's just this open readiness, receptivity. This offering, how do the feminines feel about this? So they're not afraid. They are poised, arms outstretched, curious, I'm getting from that. What is the emotion connected with this question, are you afraid? Happiness. I am aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. So these feminines are creating their own happiness within. They're not dependent on this. So yeah, not so much fear here. And if any fear does come up, this happiness is this inside job. Okay, are you planning a surprise, feminines? Are you planning a surprise regarding this connection? Is there a surprise being planned from the feminine side in this connection? You get the Hanged One, the 6 of earth, and the Chariot. So the feminines feel as though things are at a standstill. I'm getting until the masculines are fully on board. Like the feminines feel like they're kind of ready and there, but that this connection, once it moves forward, it can have equal give and take, and the ball can really get rolling. So the surprise is how amicable, how ready, how in flow, how excited for the togetherness these feminines are. So that's the surprise. You're going to find that these feminines are very, very, there's an affinity you've never had before, masculines. Because this is a foundation of trust and safety, when these unions come in, you won't have to be testing all of that within the confines of a connection. You've already learned that. You've already established it. You've already set that foundation. And so when the going gets going, the going gets good. I just heard. That was a mouthful. What is the emotion connected with, are you planning a surprise? Judgment. I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. So really the sovereignty, the autonomy that these feminines are embodying, that's the surprise, that it is not codependent, that it's not emotionally imbalanced, and that there is this to each their own, but I sure love you kind of energy. So it's not indifference, masculines. It's really the makings of amicable and streamline and cohesion and cooperation and flow and teamwork. All right, beautiful. Are the feminines hurt? Is there any hurt going on for the feminines regarding the connection? Eight of earth. Wow. So they are working on So this is Eight of Pentacles is doing the work regarding this judgment. It fell right on this card. So if your feminine was ever concerned about what you were doing over there and not focusing on the relationship per se, they've been doing the work to see it in more of an objective, sovereign, amicable way. So that does set this tone for honoring those kinds of things within relationship, establishing relationship. What can we see for the emotion connected with this? Blame in the inverse. So they're not blaming you anymore. So if they had some animosity about the timing or the way this hasn't come together, they are not projecting that onto you anymore. They're seeing this as a blessed journey. So I accept responsibility for my well-being. So they are not doing that to you. After all, the feminines love you. That's not what we do to people we love. Aw. Okay, so feminines are coming through that. Let's see, what are the feminines focusing on at this time? What are the feminines focusing on at this time? Ten of Air. It came out in the neutral. So literally not being in abandonment wound, rejection templates. We're grounding the worthiness by just being balanced and even keel. What is the emotion associated with seeing that they don't have to perpetuate an abandonment template? Death in the inverse. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So these feminines are seeing that every time there's a spaciousness or a step back in these connections, not a setback, a step back, that there is an ushering in of a totally new next level experience, that it's like a gate that closes out the old cycle and offers a new, improved way of navigating or perspective or opportunity to, I heard, harness energy together. So it's like teaming up on manifestation, the nature of reality, coming from the right alignment. Each time there is an ending, it's something that was undesirable or not life affirming or something not long term, something more short sighted, fickle, temporary that's weeding out. Look at your connections in hindsight and notice, what did you wish wasn't existing in the dynamic right before disconnects or step backs happened? There will always be something, and that is the thing that you can rest assured that is being closed out when that spaciousness comes in. There is rhyme and reason in what happens there. So if you can be conscious of the things, feminines, masculines, that you've desired and wished for to elevate, if you can pinpoint what those heart wishes were, you can see what each period of spaciousness is actually for. Sometimes it's the other person that initiated a heart wish like that, but we can also see it from their perspective. So this cycle, these feminines are practicing being good on their own and literally not seeing themselves going into abandonment wound or feeling rejected. So this is the ending of that concept, that it's a rejection of another if there is a focus that draws someone into a intensified solo pursuit or deep dive into karma clearing, healing, or stepping onto purpose. Those are the three things that resoundingly come in on these periods of spaciousness. And usually we're playing small because of relationship or dynamic patterns or belief structures that keep us doing the undesirable things in connections. So when we take a stand and our worthiness comes to the forefront and we say, hey, I just really wish that thing wasn't going on in this connection, that's when we take a step back and we reinvent, we revisit, we come back fresh. But it does coincide with also leveling up with karma clearing, healing, and life purpose. we jump that way in consciousness unilaterally. So we do it all. So that absolutely beautiful. So what is the emotion connected? Oh, hang on, we did that. We did that one already. So do you want to communicate at this time? Do the feminines want to communicate at this time? King of Air. Not if you don't want to communicate. So these feminines, you know, many times there's that chasing in the periods of spaciousness where the feminines might be tempted to ask what's wrong, or, you know, try to prod for information so that they feel more secure. Now there's enough trust built that if you're not communicating, masculines, the feminines are good. They're good with that because they trust that that's for a reason. My conscience is clear, I just heard. So the feminines really do feel like there is no reason why you wouldn't want to communicate unless you had personal reasons. This judgment energy of everyone has their unique path and challenges. So they know it's nothing against them, and they're happy to just allow you that spaciousness if that's your vibe at this time. What is the emotion regarding this? Love. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. So yeah, they don't think it's a bad thing that you don't want to communicate right now. 1111 I just saw. All right, so what would the feminines say? Having said that, if you're watching this, masculines, what would the feminines say to you in that regard? Strength. I think we just got this for the masculines. It came out on the neutral. So they're just mitigating those devil energies whispering in their ear. And they're winning because that just went from neutral to resoundingly in that balance, and no more up in ego. You know, all the tactics of the ego that wants to pit somebody at odds or polarize because something isn't there in some way. The ego wants to say, see, you might as well give up or whatnot. What is the emotion with this? Abundance and grief. So I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, I just heard. And abundance in the inverse. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So right now, the feminines understand that they have things that they are manifesting, and that is enough fulfillment without needing to have the connection further along than it is right now. And so actually these feminines, instead of wondering, you know, fixated, obsessing over what you're up to and why you're not messaging, and because they see that you've got your own life and you're really giving it your all, they are free to work on their stuff too. Whereas in the past cycles, when emotions consume, it kind of hijacks being able to focus in our lives at large. I just got in this moment some divine intel about that, and that is so those patterns come out when we're meant to leave karmic scenarios. So anything that comes up on this journey where our emotions cause us to be imbalanced enough that it interferes with existing relationships or professions or friend groups, all of those things are karmic. So the things that can't support us in that genuine cracking open of the heart, the things that fall out from under us when these journeys kind of give us the awakening, those things aren't aligned. What a profound message. So as we continue on the journey and those misaligned things fall away, it's not so much a question of being emotionally balanced or not regarding this love. It's this love that brings in the destabilizing effect on all things that must fall away. But it is that cracking open of the heart and the floodgate of emotion that comes in for the feminines to begin with that clears out all the karmic rubble, all of the things that are superficial or not substantial, don't have substance, can't resonate with the growth that the feminine or the masculine is undergoing. But now that there's a lot of the karma clearing, this focus shifts to purpose and abundance and establishing divine giftings and stability, foundation for the feminine. So these are not codependent connections where the masculine is creating a nest for the feminine so that the feminine doesn't have to connect their own energy with abundance. The feminines also have to anchor in that divine masculine polarity that allows the feminines to truly thrive in their own right as a master. Wow, beautiful message. Okay, what would the feminines say to... Oh yeah, that's what they would say. That's the awareness that the feminines would say to you masculines. Now, how does the DF feel about you right now? Two of air. So even in this period of separation, there are two canaries with crowns on. They know that you're singing the same duet together. Even, you know, the right hand and the left hand of the divine here working in unison and singing this duet, even if it appears to all the world that things are not directly related between the two of you. The two of you hear that bird song, that telepathic connection across the cosmos. How beautiful. Oh, I just heard Lady Fate, Lady Destiny are the hands that these two are perched on. And these crowns, this crown of glory for overcoming. So right now I'm feeling like this is the masculine coming to the forefront and the feminines watching the masculines rise. That is beautiful. What is, I got goosebumps. So what is the emotion about this that the feminines want to share? Purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Didn't I just say that? So feminines, this is a stepping onto abundance for the feminines and watching the masculines come into purpose. And, you know, it all anchors together. It all flows out together. How beautiful. Okay, and one card for the collective that joins me here. Time. Time supports our understanding of the relativity of time and our capacity to be present in the moment. Ooh, you know, so many people ask about the timing of these connections, and it's really not about a destination or how long it will take. It's literally about how does it feel right now. Many blessings.